Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total War Rome 2 here today on the channel. We're back on our Divide et Impera Athenian campaign. This is episode 4. In today's episode, we're going to continue our conquest of the Italian peninsula and hopefully we can get rid of the Roman Republic. So if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're into here with notifications on. Let me know in the comments, feedback and suggestions for the series thus far, and where you would like me to expand and conquer. Feel free to leave a dislike, that's what the button is there for, if you choose to. So we currently have a full stack in Rome itself, with our faction leader, with the brothers of Xenophon. We have Persile's Pride coming behind us here. We have 2 full stacks in Iridium with the Medusa's Head Wielders and the Harpy's Claw. In the last episode, we managed to take Roma, Beneventum, and Consentia. Taurus and Irinium in the east coast of Rome has fallen. Legion 3 has come up to parley. It's still pretty early days in this campaign. It's 268 BC, and we're still fighting early Roman Republic Triarii, Principes, and Hastati. An army's come out here near Arretium, and we're going to fight them. Then hopefully we can springboard and take the city. Further back, the Romans have Legion 5 here, and Legion 1 holding Genoa. Genoa and Arretium will be the Romans' last stand. We only hold territory in the peninsula. Pushing over into Greece, we have Apollonia, Larissa, Athens, and Sparta, and Crete. Diplomacy-wise, we currently have a defensive pact with the Venetii, who are the Celtic barbarians holding modern-day Venice. We have a defensive pact with Macedon as well, along with a defensive pact with the Illyrians there. We do have a military alliance with Massalia, and we could, if we wanted to, press a confederation, and then we would become a different faction. I don't know if it's the Aegean League or the Hellenistic League, but I want to stay Athenian for now. We're only at war with the Romans, and I don't believe the Republic would even push a peace. No, they won't. So, not really too much else is going on in the world, realistically. Macedon has taken Philippopolis. It's taken them nearly 30 turns to even challenge for that. What else is sort of going on in the east? Galatia's quite strong, the Thracians as well, the Helvetii Confederation, looks like some of the Gauls have rallied up as well. Carthage is at war with a lot of people, but they haven't really pressed anywhere, and Syracuse still seems defiant. No, they still don't want trade, which is a bit of a shame. I'll put in the description below DEI, the mod, if you'd like to download it and play along with me. But regardless, we're going to go deal with Legion 3 here today. So we've had the Siege of Rome, we've defeated Epirus, and we've defeated Sparta so far in this series. So, let's move this additional army further north. It should be in striking range as well. So, we'll attack with our faction leader now. And I have changed the army build slightly. Oh, they've fled back. The army build slightly, as we have lost units in the conquest of Rome, and we've had to swell the recruits with new units. So, for example, with our main army here, I've changed the build a little bit. So we have 4 units of Athenian hoplites. Then we have 4 units of Apulian heavy infantry from the Italian peninsula. These guys, stats-wise, actually have better melee defense and attack than the Athenian hoplites, which cost a little bit more. We've also got Brutian infantry as well, along with mercenary Macedonian lancers and with Equite companion cavalry. So looking at this army, it's very, very heavily melee sword based with ethnic Italians, and then we've got the core of the Athenian hoplites there and slingers. And then with the reinforcing army here, it's just a little bit of a mix as well. So we're coming up against a lot of Triarii. We're coming up against Decimus Dento. Well, Mr. Dento, we're about to fucking put a dent in your skull in a minute. Let's fight this one on the battlefield here today. We outnumber them 2-1. This will be a good fight against the Romans. The Battle of Retium, 268 BC. It's in the winter. They won't expect us. They won't expect we're going to attack them straight up. Now, interestingly enough, they haven't actually got too many heavy hand-to-hand combat soldiers, because we've brought in Apulian and Brutii infantry, early infantry. They would have had recruitment capacity from these regions before I rocked up. So I'm surprised why the army builds. They're sort of heavily relying on Triarii and whatnot. So a lot of slingers there. They actually outnumber me skirmish-wise, which is interesting. And we have cavalry supremacy on them. And we have infantry. Not so much spears, though. So we'll fight this one here today. Then we'll try and push and siege out Arretium itself. We might be able to very well defeat the last of the Roman Republic here today in the battle for Genoa. We caught them by surprise. We hit them hard. We've been aggressive from the get-go. We've been really fortunate in this series. We were able to take the entirety of Greece quite easily. We didn't have the hardest faction mounting pressure on us from the get-go, which I would consider to be Macedon. We rushed Sparta, we rushed Larissa, and we rushed Epirus as well. We pieced out tactically with them. Once we had a big enough fleet, we pushed over to Taurus. The thing is, right, even if the Romans attacked Epirus, it actually would have been harder to take the peninsula for us. But fortunately enough for me, we've been able to divide and conquer every enemy opposition so far. And once you've got a footholding within Rome and the Italian peninsula, once you've got a footholding in the Italian peninsula, it's pretty hard to defend it. So we'll try and just make a solid front line. I want to be aggressive from the get-go. Spears on the left and right. And by the look of it, the enemy have chosen a thick forest here. So there is a little bit of a clearing on this side. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to really use most of our skirmishes for our advantage. So let's have a look at some of the new units that we're using here today. So here are, I imagine, yes, so these would be considered the heavy Macedonian lancers, because, well, you can quite clearly see a lancer. Here are the companion equites. Here are our Athenian hoplites on the left and right flank. These guys fought in the Siege of Rome, which we fought in the last episode. And here is some of the Italian infantry here, I imagine. Yeah, okay, I get... Why do they only have, a stick at the end? They have a sword unit. Maybe they're like a peeler as well. Maybe they draw their short swords. That's what I imagine. Well, they're now in the deep. So let's have a look at the medium Brutii ones here. Okay, these are slightly different. This is what you would consider more of a Roman army. The three-headed dog of Cerberus there. Yeah, this guy looks a lot more Roman. And that oval-looking shield. But they've picked a really foresty match for this one. So we'll try and push out into the clearing and essentially claim it. The problem is, we're not going to be able to see... our reinforcements have arrived. Yeah, so we want to try and take this as quickly as possible. Yeah. There seems to be a thin clearing here. A thin road in. So, the quicker we can take that, the better. Archers in general as well. We don't want to be fighting in the thick forest. We have hand-to-hand combat supremacy. We don't want to be fighting in the thick forests, which forests highly effective at hiding troops but slow movement. Yeah, so they slow the movement 70%, and they also slow down combat efficiency. Whoa, what? Oh, they've gone all the way up there. Really? That's kind of cool that they've gone and done that, but they haven't deployed in front of me. They've taken the high ground there. We've seen them for a split second. Okay, well, I respect that. So what I'll do is I'll try and rally all my swordsmen up, and I guess we'll make a charge up this hill. So just looking through the swordsmen. What else have we got here? Basically group that. There's a lot of units here, and especially in DEI it's a little bit hard to see unit cards and stuff, so we'll group the skirmishers there. And this is what we'll consider cavalry, and that can be grouped in there as well. So there's the general unit. Where's the other general unit coming in? I'm not sure which one it is. Oh, it doesn't matter. We want to get all these guys basically just ungrouped for now. And this will be the charge up the hill. So we'll try and group and make it something like this. Skirmishers can be something like that. The general can sit behind there. And cavalry-wise, we can split things up slightly. So you can be rotated here. And you can be rotated there. Okay, and now we've got a little bit of an idea what we're working with. So we'll speed things up. We have time on our side. So we'll wait for everyone to rally up, and then we'll push and overwhelm their position. They have the high ground, but we have numerical supremacy, so we might as well take full advantage of it. So we are getting a small amount of line of sight there. And I don't know what exactly they're doing. Huh. Moving into a slightly better position. We just need to wait for everyone to come in. Double time. Yeah, it just looks like they're forming up. We've been centralized here a lot quickly. Yeah, so rally that up. I reckon they're looking to try and countercharge us in a moment. Swing here. We might be able to get behind them and push something. Yeah, some of our units are hidden there. One, two, three, four, 5 unit detachments still haven't quite made it just yet. But we'll wait, and then we'll push up. Okay, everyone's here. It looks like we're just eyeing each other off here now. Wait for everyone to get their breather back. So the Romans have taken the high ground here. This will be the last stand for Legion 3. With Decimus. So the Romans have deployed in just a simple front line. Skirmishers at the front, cavalry on the flanks as well. So we'll straight up now give the order, nearly even to match that. So basically, we want to try and swarm them. So we'll go something like this and get everyone up there. Skirmishers as well, move up to your position. Let's allow the cavalry to give chase here. And it looks like they're going to fall back. We'll move my cavalry unit up here. And we'll move the general up as well. So what I want to try and do is send my cavalry around here. And potentially hit the Equites. The Athenian and Italian companion cavalry are pushing up. How are the enemy reacting? On this side, they seem to be committing a lot more. So we should fight this because there's only skirmishers there. They're not being intertwined with spears. Here they are slightly. Okay, so we're starting to push properly here now. Let's allow some of my infantry to be hit by them. That's cavalry, that's fine. You fall back slightly. So everyone's moving to their position. My skirmishers are starting to hit the general unit, which is committing. For my cavalry back there, pick a unit, and attack. Hasn't exactly worked on some of the front, but we just need to gain this ground. They're being caught there, which is fine. This cavalry should be further back here. More guys need to be up. Like, up. Get up. That's the problem. Alright. We've got a huge flank coming over here. Oh god, there's even these guys. They just need to get there. So they've actually gone left lopsided a bit there, which is interesting. So for the cavalry out back there. They're now skirmishing, which is fine. Push up into this. Make sure you've picked a unit to go. So you're now fighting them. There's a fight here going on. You need to commit into that. You've done the hard yards. You just haven't pulled the trigger there. Okay, let's get this cavalry around the back here properly, and we'll try and do some hammer and anvil strikes. So, they seem to be pinning and holding us in certain areas. But maybe, because we're so far uphill, it was a little bit harder for my guys to gain a lot more ground than what I sort of thought. Alright, we need to start cycle charging into the back of this. There's units here that aren't just listening to those orders and going up. He's hitting a routed unit. He's now broken there. Alright, these guys have now officially flanked. But they just need to get down and stuck into this. And we'll go with the cycle charge now. We have surrounded them, but we're just taking some time to do it. Like, you need to be like... just pull that position, actually. I was going to say, you can just flank there, but no, there's no point. Alright, pull back there. We'll cycle charge that. They're now routing. My skirmishers are putting a lot of support in, which is good. Alright, here come the chargers in. Okay, we've come around the back there perfectly. I just need to hit these other positions here. Pull the cavalry back there. Try and cycle charge some of these ones. Yep, that's what we want. So this unit has been completely surrounded. I'm not going to lie. Having 5 units on one there isn't the best use. We've caught like you here. Yeah, this unit's gone. 144 before the initial Macedonian Lancer charge. Oh, there has been a slight disruption. So it's not going to be as strong. But some of it did make it through the retreating force. And the Roman army now is in a full retreat. Bar 1 unit there. Make sure everyone gets in. Make sure cavalry units are trying to pick apart stragglers. So what's holding on here? A heavy unit of lonely Principes. They're not going to be doing very well now. The cavalry's hit them and now they've routed. Victory! We have victory here today. Let's continue. But I don't reckon these infantry are going to last much longer there. Okay. Kind of surprised how that sort of turned out, to be honest. I thought we would be fighting in the thick of the tree and then, like, trying to ambush me would probably be the smarter play. But trying to take the high ground, yeah, it worked in theory, but we just had too many numbers. You're nearly better off corner camping there, just hugging that. But, hey, not really too much you can do about this. We just had the numerical supremacy. We pushed up, we tried to plug areas where we could. Some of our guys did rout, especially when they were fighting downhill, and there were a couple of areas that we just logistically couldn't get to, like a plug. But they put up a good fight, and decisive. They're all run out now. Alright, let's have a look at the casualties sustained and casualties inflicted. So the Athenians deployed 6,876 and only lost 836. Decimus Dento, the dunce, deployed 3,730, losing 3,000 on the battlefield. His Triarii and Principes did 7781, okay. Skirmishers weren't utilised enough, neither was their cavalry. Looking at the casualties sustained and casualties inflicted, my skirmishers did well, my cavalry did really well. 280 with the Companion Equites, 240 with the Macedonian Lancers. My swordsmen did really well, 120 and 34 for the Brutii variant, and the Apulian variant, 108.97. The Athenians, hoplites, even though they've got 2 chevrons, they took a couple of casualties, but one of them did 168, so it was nearly on par with some of the swordsmen. So a little bit back and forth. It's hard to say, just using this battle as an isolation, which is better. The Apulian heavy infantry, the Brutii heavy infantry, or the Athenian hoplites in the open field. Give or take. Inflictions, yep, and also casualties as well. Debatable. Okay, guys, welcome to the campaign map. A decisive victory. We didn't lose the entirety of any unit, which is good. Let's kill the captives. How many units escaped, actually? 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 escaped. So not many. That's good. Oh, we actually got a heroic... Well, not a heroic. Yeah, I think in Medieval 2 they're technically called heroic victories. But I guess this is just like a notable one, I guess. Can any of my forces hit Arretium? That's what I would like to know. No, not by the look of it. Anyway, we'll move our forces further up here, even though it's winter. And we do have a navy here, which we're recruiting from. Should I move this further north to Arretium? I think so. I don't think there's a Roman fleet, because we destroyed it a while ago. A smaller one. So we'll push further up to Arretium just to hold it. It's a recent conquest. We don't want it to rebel. And can we... Oh, we can't even recruit our ships there. We can get Illyrian pirates and stuff. Look, 13's not too bad. Regardless, anyway. So you can hold there. We'll push for Arretium once we get our movement back. Rome isn't going to be taken. In the port of Arretium, probably go with trade. Because we're actually... Yeah, let's go with a trade one. But there is no trade. Harbour's trade, right. I've been playing Attila recently. And Medieval 2 and the icons, you sort of... forget sometimes. Right, so we've got an army here holding in Crete, Athens. That's fine, protecting our lands. We're making 2,700 per turn. Family tree wise, we still have our faction leader, Chaemonides, or Chaemonides, or Cremonides. He has 3 children, and we've also got some other nobles as well. Evan, and a woman politician there, Hreni. But summary-wise, 0 risk. Policy, we don't need to secure loyalty just yet. Summary, we have 276,000 manpower that we can draw from, which is fantastic. Okay, I was just sort of curious to see how the Romans reacted to us at all. They haven't. They've actually recruited another army. One of their army has gone north to what would be Menelodunum, or Meadowland, in this. Okay, that's another army I haven't seen before. It does look like there's a Massalian fleet off the coast, which is interesting. I don't think they're going to be able to hit Arretium, so I think I might move that fleet back. Because I have plenty of money in my treasury. I think we just want to try and get a full stack with our fleet and rule the waves. But Arretium will fall. And then hopefully Genoa. We do outnumber them slightly. And because they haven't consolidated, we should be able to pick them apart. Okay, you can fall back to Taurus, which is fine. And we shall continue on this marine recruitment. We've got a political thing here. A member of your family has run up considerable debts. Fantastic. His actions have brought disgrace upon him and the whole family. Pay the debt, disown him, do nothing. Just pay the debt. You can't be doing that with your trust fund, Jared, you bastard. Right, let's run down Lego 3 and try and officially finish it off if we can. As this is the main fighting force, and we're about to get rid of 2 armies, saving the Romans a little bit of upkeep, and a couple of units. Let's kill the captives. Okay, I still want to allow these guys to be the main fighting force, but we might have to siege that. You guys have more movement this way. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll allow you to hit this. You might need help. Okay, well let's move you further north then. And Arretium will fall. We'll occupy it straight up. Now, we can push you here. I might just get you to hold, actually. Because where's this going? We could... I just don't know if we can hit it. That's the only thing. Nah, it's going to be drawn in. Because these armies aren't that... Can they get to Arretium? No, they can't. We've got a couple of options here. What we can do is we can fall back to Arretium. If they fall everyone there, might be a 2-to-1. These armies are quite weak though. I think we should just rendezvous everyone here. Yeah, we'll just do that. Rendezvous everyone here. Because the garrison inside's depleted as well. Move that there. So even though there's a path to Irinium, they're not going to be able to take it in one turn. I don't reckon. They could somehow. But that would either bait them over the pass and be able to cut them off, or we can unite together and then push against the last remnants. Let's move my spy here. So, these guys do have some Brutii infantry, along with Chameleon Elite Hoplites. And this is really weak. Samnite Astarte. And then we've got some other ones up here as well. Yeah, not looking good for the Romans. Let's dive into diplomacy where we can. We are an untrustworthy people, so... I don't know exactly... Oh, we can make a defensive alliance with these barbs. Would you want... Oh, yeah, because we... Ah, yes. Trade. Would you upgrade it to military because of it? Ah, yes. Let's try and squeeze some money out of you then.
Words can be all that is between people, but we would like trade as well, if you agree.
That'll do. Ah, excellent. We have a military alliance with the Veneti. Would these guys want to continue as well? Nah. Carthage probably doesn't want trade. No. The major factions don't want to parlay, but I guess it's the ones with lower authority we can kind of influence. And would Rome want peace out of curiosity? Nah. Oh, they've fled back to Genoa now anyway. And, oh, okay. Looks like the Romans must have hit that Nervii force in Medellin. Oh, that's fair enough. Now the question is, do we have enough strength to finish them off in Genoa here today? Once and for all. Okay guys, welcome to the top of the turn. An adoption. Another family member seeks to adopt one of your characters. Oh, it's Reni, the female politician. 2,600 for treasury. -3 citizens to stop the adoption, allow it. No! We're going to stop the adoption? Sure, we'll give her equal pay, I guess. For 2,600, that's fine. Right, do we have enough strength to siege out? Oh god, that's weak. Rome, that's the thing. Well, we can at least posture and move into a better position. Yeah, we might have to order us off with another army. Or fight with one. So this army can go. This is going to be the head. And yeah, it was these guys there. So even though that's the faction leader, that can be pulled further back there. Oh, okay. We'll just deploy my spy, get a nice little bit of movement buff there. We want to try and get a grain pit, and Arretium can be upgraded there. Public order wise, we're set. And this fleet is coming along swimmingly, you could say. Well, I guess if it's coming along swimmingly, the triremes aren't very high quality, I guess. So, yeah, the Macedonians still seem to be holding their own in the north. Yeah, I was just saying if they would be interested in a confederation. I want to try and upgrade it to a military alliance at some point. Oh, we've managed to find some Iberian kingdoms. I was curious, maybe they want to trade. Because we are getting a lot of resources now. We've got marble, we've got... Yeah, we just got so much resources. Olive oil, wheat in a lot of areas. Now we have salt and wine within... Right, it's going to be another turn before we can push against the Romans. Okay, guys, welcome to the top of the turn. We have a festival here, one of the mysteries of Eleusis, I think is this one of these mushroom cult or sex cults that go on in ancient Greece? There was the other one as well, was it, the Thesmophoria is like the women fertility one. There was one mystery where it was like the fungusy grain and they got like super high. There's a lot of funky sort of cults and mysteries that the ancient Greeks indulged in. I love it. Right, so there was the whole thing as well. Like, wasn't like early Christianity like a mushroom cult as well or something? There's a lot of whack shit online. Right, we need to push against Genoa and finish them off. So which is the best army to push? Probably the Spartan one, even though... Actually, not too bad of a competent commander. And you're a part of my family as well. Yeah, let's let you siege this one out. So let's push for Genoa. God, this is going to be a fight for the ages, this one. Fortunately enough for me, even though Rome had another army, we should have enough here. And we do. Thank the gods. Man, oh man. Let's chuck a quick save on that. So we have... This is a 20,000 man battle. We have... I'm gobsmacked. We have 12,000 Greeks facing 10,000 Romans. Oh my god. Decimus, Septimus... And another Septimus as well. We'll just encircle for now. And then there's another army up in the north. Man, I'm just surprised we were able to muster so many of this. So, we have the Siege of Genoa here now. Let's auto-resolve this one straight up. A close victory. Yeah, no, 4,000 Athenians lost their lives. While 8,000 Greeks, Italians were put to the slaughter. And, oh god, we only lost the entirety of one. Thank God for that. We're going to occupy Genoa now, and that is the last of Rome. Genoa is what I would consider occupado now, so we'll try and break that down where we can. We have made loose alliances with the Cisalpine Gauls, because I don't want to push further north. I quite like my Massalian allies here, and there's a lot of roads to the gates of the hellish north. So they're probably going to rot away at the edge of the world here, the last of the Romans, and they'll probably just try and suicide and take us down there. So, wow. So, thanks guys for watching episode 4 here today. We've destroyed a full stack down in Arretium, which we played, and we destroyed 2 there up in Genoa. Rome has been defeated now. They currently hold no territories. Genoa, Arretium, Rome is all under Athenian control. So here is the world map for now. The political affiliation. So we hold Athens. The purple owns Larissa. And yeah, so we only hold this really. Our foreign territory we need to get more control of, except for Genoa there in the north. Diplomatic status, we've got a nice buffer zone here with the Illyrians and Macedonians, and now there. So let me know in the comments, guys, where you'd like me to expand and conquer. Maybe you want to see some barbarian smashing, I don't know. I don't particularly like fighting up there, because it gets quite repetitive and boring. The Balkans, we've got a nice little... We've put a gate there and made them build it. Essentially, we don't have to fight the Illyrians and stuff. We could maybe betray them and connect up that way. That's definitely the play. We could go after the second and largest maritime kingdom in the Med. In my opinion, Carthage. To be fair, I'm sure the Egyptians would try and argue and rival that. Bithynia has taken most of the channel here, the Bosphorus, and Armenia is actually pushed into Anatolia in the north against Galatia, while Egypt occupies territory in Sardis as well. Oh, it's kind of interesting to see how it's sort of ending up. We're making 5,000 per turn now. We need to consolidate our maritime world, but everything is coming up for Athens and for the Hellenic Greeks. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.